Everything that is said should be true, but not everything that is true should be said. Hello there, this is Pastor Pete Pavelic. Thank you so much for joining me for another edition of the Daily Devo. As always, let me remind you, I would love to connect with you, and I've got many other resources over at my website, pastorpete.org. I thought we would spend a little bit of time in Proverbs today. This is the one that stuck out to me. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 23. It simply says this: "The one who guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble." The one who guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. You know, like I said at the beginning, everything that is said should be said in truth. We should not be liars. We shouldn't go out of our way to lie to people. We shouldn't unintentionally lie to people. I don't even believe in those little white lies. We should avoid lying as best we can. That's what the Bible tells us. We should not be liars. But not everything that is true should be said. You've probably learned that lesson somewhere along the way. Maybe as a young married couple, you learned that lesson. Just because it's true doesn't mean it has to be said. Maybe you learned that lesson as an employee at a job early on in your career, or maybe later in your career. Something was true and you said it and it cost you dearly. And you later realized just because it's true doesn't mean I should necessarily say it. Or maybe the reverse is true. Maybe somebody has told you something that was true, but it wasn't something that needed to be said. I want to encourage you today to be a truth teller, but I don't want you to be one of these people who goes around and uses the truth as an excuse to abuse people. There are so many people in the world. I see it on social media a lot. I see it even out in the real world, so to speak, where someone will use the truth as an excuse to bash people over the head, or as an excuse to put people down, or as an excuse to tell something to someone in a way that is not consistent with the manner of love that Jesus would have us to do that. You know, in Ephesians chapter 4, Paul talks a little bit about this, and what he's talking about over there is a little bit different, but it's the same kind of concept here. He says in verse 15, "But speaking the truth in love, let us grow in every way into him who is the head, Christ." Speaking the truth in love. Just because it's true doesn't mean it should be said, particularly if you cannot say it in love. So be a truth teller, but be someone who always tells the truth in love. The one who guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. I hope you stay out of trouble today, far from trouble indeed. And if you've got the opportunity, I want to encourage you to share this podcast with a friend. Remind them that they can sign up for the Daily Devo to come right to their inbox over at pastorpete.org. Until we meet again tomorrow, may the Lord bless you richly, and may you keep your mouth and tongue guarded well and stay out of trouble. We will see you tomorrow. Come visit me at www.pastorpete.org.